This is my E63 that I bought from the auctions.
I bought it crash damaged to save money, and we've done everything to get this car back on the road. We've tackled structural issues.
Oh my God, it's working too good.
We've had professionals look at the car.
Where do we even begin?
Put it in the bin.
And I even bought an entire car to fix this one.
I think they're different colors. And in the last video I found out I got scammed.
If we look at the top of the report and scroll down, the odometer Rhinebeck.
It turned out that this V8 E63 AMG that I had bought sight unseen had been illegally tampered with.
That is a little bit weird. Someone has committed fraud. So, what do we do now? Well, there's nothing we can really do about the rollback situation, so I guess I'm gonna have to start putting the car back together.
In the last video, we took the E63 for its first ever drive.
I can't believe I've got a running and driving E63 AMG.
Now it's missing a few panels, the door is still hit, it doesn't have a bonnet on there, but thankfully we have the parts car.
We've been slowly parting out the parts car. I've already grabbed everything that I need from it, and we've already sold the tail lights. We've sold some door cards. You need this, Nathan? Do you need this? Oh, here you go. However, as you guys know, they are a bit of a different color, which is very annoying. They're a different shade of black.
Unfortunately, when we picked up this parts car, I found out later that it was a different black to the E63.
But for now, the panels are close enough to the color of the car that we can put them on, and you'd have to look twice in order to tell the difference. So I guess let's start installing the parts.
So I still needed to weld in bits of the frame back together after taking them off in one of the previous videos. I had everything on the car just to mock everything up. Now I also took the hinges off the E63 because so many times in the past, I've installed a bonnet after an accident and the hinges have been damaged. So we're just gonna use the hinges from the parts car.
Look who we baited. We got Merc Fab fixing a Merc.
Yeah. All right.
What is on? First go. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I then installed the grille, which really makes this bonnet look complete. And now it was time to focus on that smashed door.
So the next thing that we need to repair is this rear door. Now, I don't actually know how this got hit in a front end accident. There's no way that they would have hit the car at the front and then the car would have kicked out and then hit something here. I don't know, but that looks like a very light hit. Luckily, everything inside still works, the window goes down, but our donor door, all the inside parts are different, so gotta swap that out too. Now, if you're looking to buy a secondhand car and you're not too sure on the history of it and you want to do a quick background check to make sure if there's any information out there that you know about it.
And you don't want to be in the same position that I'm in, where I bought a rolled back car and have lost thousands doing so.
The car is done 270,000.
Go to Motor Registry, enter your VIN, and do a background check on your car. This is the information that I got from my check, and you can see there's an odometer rollback. I can also see the location of my car at certain times in the past, which is crazy. And if there's information out there that you should know about to prevent you from making a mistake, a report can really help.
So check out Motor Registry to minimize your risk when buying another car. But now I'm stuck with it, so I've got to finish it. My home for the next 10 minutes.
So I got to work stripping the door, and to my surprise, there were quite a few more things that were different on this door compared to the donor door. So this car has keyless entry, and there's a few modules that are different in the AMG door. So I don't have to code anything. I also swapped the modules over that were the same. And then there was this module, which I think is for the keyless entry.
Transferring everything over was a pain in the ass, but we have everything from the old door now into the new door. I think I explained before, but the door cards are a little bit different on the E63. And of course, we've got all the different modules that was in the E63 now in this door. And now you can really see the color difference between the donor car and the E63. It's a little bit more red compared to the sort of blue glitter in the E63 paint, but we'll deal with that later. Now, we've got everything off on the passenger side because I still need to do some body work. So you might remember I drilled off these two panels right here.
And almost killed myself in the process.
Oh my goodness. And I've actually got some replacement panels, which I'll show you. So this was the panel that I pulled off the car originally, and this is the new panel that I got at some wrecker that wrecks a bunch of Mercedes. And you can see there's quite a difference between the two. This one has a massive kink in the panel right there, whereas this one is nice and straight.
Now, it definitely would have been possible to fix the original panel, but I just don't have the skills, so it was going to be easier replacing it with another panel.
We should be able to just weld this basically back on and straighten the rest of the frame out to suit. Because these pieces are off a good car, we'll be able to sort of pull everything out to suit. I've got a special tool for that, which is over there somewhere, thanks to Shane. So we're just gonna pull everything out to suit these panels, weld everything together, put some paint on it, and we should be good.
Now, I'm no expert when it comes to bodywork. At this point, I'm sort of learning as I go, and I started off by hammering everything together to sort of suit the structure underneath.
So this is my plan of attack. I've sort of got everything in place where I think it needs to go, and I'm confident I can pull this out enough to where it needs to be. You can see certain spots like here are way too far back, so I've got to use the slide hammer for that. And then up here as well, and this sort of needs to be pulled up and out that way. So just gonna YOLO it and I guess see what happens. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this is all sitting now. So I'm gonna start taking all the paint off the new panel and I guess start welding.
This is a great example of how you can learn to fix cars yourself. You only learn by doing, and I'd never really done something like this before, so the only way that I would figure this out is by doing it myself. Now, I did have some guidance from Shane. I sprayed a bit of weld-through primer on the bits that I was gonna weld through, and then I started welding up the panel.
All right, I've now got the TIG welder out and it's time to weld this panel on. Here goes nothing.
It's amazing what you can achieve just by trying and giving it a go. I reckon this is a pretty good repair and everything bolts up, which is important.
It is now the next day, paint's all dry, and the welds that I did weren't the best, weren't the cleanest, but grinder and paint make the welder you ain't. And that's exactly what we did. I grinded everything down, painted it up, and it's looking pretty damn good. We used a can of satin black. So this is the paint that we used, Moto Spray Satin Black from Autobahn. This stuff is really good for OEM finishes, especially on a car that's like black and has sort of satin panels. But there you go, not bad. Doesn't really matter anyway because the guard is gonna cover most of this. But that's probably what I'll do next. I'll install the guard, I guess. Let's see how this fits up. Bit nervous. Oh yeah, no, that's mint. That is mint. Here are all the holes for the guard. You can see they all line up. Obviously there's some room for adjustment anyway, but dude, oh man, that was completely crushed in, guys, and now it's completely straight. Stoked.
So from here, it was time to start putting the rest of the car back together. I put the headlight in, and then I did a few more adjustments for the other side, and then I began to make up a custom bracket for the oil cooler. As you can see from these clips, the oil cooler has been held on with some straps because I haven't been able to find the OEM replacement parts for the oil cooler brackets, and to save money, I decided to make my own.
There we go, oil cooler now mounted. No more straps. It is secure in place with some custom brackets. Now I could have sourced this online and tried to figure out what part number these brackets were. I did find them actually, but they were discontinued and they were also pretty expensive. So I just made my own. So here are my custom brackets. You can see it has these 2 bolt holes on the oil cooler from factory, and we've just routed it up to the crash bar mount to that bolt. Not the cleanest bracket, but does the job. And then on this side, basically the exact same thing. However, I put a little bit of a support there just to make sure that if that side fails, this side definitely won't, because it's extremely rigid. And you can see that thing is not going anywhere. The oil cooler mounted now means that we can install the front bumper. I was holding off until this was properly installed to install the front bumper. And unfortunately, we still don't have the AMG bumper, so we're gonna have to use the bumper from the parts car. Oh, what's it called? Avant-garde.
Avant-garde. Avant-garde.
Do you like it? I think that answers the question. It's gonna look pretty ugly, but it's gonna do the job until we get an AMG bumper. My favorite thing about working on these Mercs is that you can put the bonnet up like 90 degrees. And check that out. It's like a Honda. It's like a Honda. It feels absolutely criminal putting this avant-garde bumper on the E63, but it's the only one that we got. Oh. We finally have the bumper on the car. Check this out, guys. The paddle gaps though. On this side, which is funny, the paddle gaps are pretty immaculate. We just don't have the bolt holding in the bumper right there. And then the side that the accident wasn't on, I'm finding it very difficult to align everything. So we'll do that later when we eventually get the AMG bumper. But have a look at that, guys. New door, new bumper, fender, guard, whatever you want to call it. Now, look at this. So the other day, I decided to try to get the sunroof open because it wasn't working. And yeah, I forced it and now I can't get it back down.
So it's not sunroof on tilt, it's sunroof on tweak now. Cranked, man.
I still need to put the airbag in, need to change out the sunroof motor and a few more little things inside the car. But before we do that, I'm gonna take it on a quick drive. I wanna hear this thing properly rev out and at least row through some of the gears.
Now that the car is complete and running, I thought I may as well take it on a quick test drive just to make sure that everything feels okay.
Dude, nothing beats that sound, man.
Dude, nice E280 AMG, man.
Dude, this thing looks so good, man. With the headlights on. Oh, it needs the bumper though. Jesus, that's E280 right there. Jeez.
E280 AMG.
E280 AMG, and look at this. We definitely need to take this off and put the E63 logo, 6.3 litre on there. All right, first time, you ready?
For what? This is an E280 though.
Doesn't sound like an E280.
It's just a 6 that's misfiring.
Of course, when I'm filling up a V8 Mercedes, fuel is currently $2.43 a litre. What the hell, man? $2.40 a litre.
It looks tough, but the black wheels, they gotta go.
With the car now filled up with a fresh tank of 98, it was now time for some first proper pulls in the 6.2 litre V8 AMG E63.
Okay, that's enough, I'm done. That's way too much. Not even a full tank, Jesus. First tank of 98, boys.
Holy crap, it moves!
Oh my god!
Definitely feel the auto.
Okay, let's do some outside pulls.
Do you want to hear it? You need to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Let me drive it.
That is a joke. Oh! All right, we're gonna get Nathan to give it a bit of a sense so I can hear the car from outside. I haven't really heard it properly, so this is gonna be fun. Holy crap! Dude, that is the best sounding car that I've ever had. I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure it just has a res delete. Oh, how does it feel?
It's bloody quick.
It is.
Like, it is very quick.
It felt surreal finally having this car be able to rev all the way to 7,200 RPM for the first time in my ownership. This is one of the coolest cars I've ever owned. Now, unfortunately, we had a bit of a problem, a bit of a scare, which was a pretty silly mistake, but I guess it happens.
They've got the car off. Uh-oh. wrong?
The wheel nearly fell off. It's missing a lug nut and a bunch of them have backed off. Huh? It's missing a lug nut on the rear left and a bunch of them fell off.
This side, Rex. Make sure you check your wheel nuts, guys.
Guess who's walking back to go get a rattle gun?
Does it have a toolkit in the back? Come on, yes. Mercedes. Oh. Hell yeah.
Bro.
Well, that could have ended really bad, guys.
It spun both!
Okay, we are back from the drive and the wheels are now tight. And the other night, I actually went ahead and started replacing the sunroof motor, and I got the sunroof to come sealed down. However, the motor that I got wasn't the right one. There's two motors in there and I replaced the wrong one, but that enabled me to actually get the sunroof down. So that's working. And we also replaced the seat buckles as well, because the seat buckles destroyed because there's like a mechanism that explodes after an accident to give tension to the buckle. And I had no idea this was actually a thing, but apparently it's very common on a lot of cars, especially modern cars. Your seat buckle actually, pulls back and puts tension on the seatbelt in the case of an accident to sort of lock you in there, I guess, and make sure that you don't fly out of your seat or something. But yeah, you can see this one was completely destroyed, and this was very difficult to replace. So that pretty much concludes today's video. We are done, I guess, putting the car back together for now. We still need to put an AMG bumper on. We still need to align the panels, but yeah, this bumper needs to go. It makes the car look like a base model, and it's an AMG. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click subscribe if you're new to the channel, and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Anyway, see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.